Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is going to be your TFTV game for the night. We have got ourselves a pretty good one, kind of game of the season, really, here. We're going to get ourselves a Feint versus Swift, but this ain't no regular Swift. This is a bit of a new look Swift roster. We got some new players on their side, a couple big boy soldiers, and this is kind of like the Swift redemption arc right now. This is kind of sort of possibly how a comeback at the later part of the season for them. I am, of course, eepily. I'm joined with Beta on production today, and Bum at some point will be here. He's currently, I think, throwing a mid official.
Are they still in a pause? They probably are, right?
They're no longer in a pause. They managed to do that. It is currently 0-0 with a couple minutes. I think they're going to a golden cap. So great stuff there. He'll be here at some point. Instead, we've got me and Beta for the meantime. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah, we're just gonna. I'm gonna do pregame, and then at some point, hopefully, Bum will slot in, and hopefully Swift and Feint are both gonna be kind of late here. They're sort of filing into the server, so probably not. So I'm gonna have to try and do production and pregame at the same time. It should be pretty easy.
It'll be fine. Yeah, I believe in us. You know,
no
thankfully. We've been, granted a gift by the gods of TF2 Valve themselves of a Christmas update, so everything is delayed anyway, and tonight's just a little bit of a disaster. So, big love. However, let's talk a little bit about the game, because what if you live under a rock and you don't know what's been happening in the old Swift camp? I'll tell you, because they got some significant changes. So obviously the core of Swift, the main boys they've been keeping throughout, Seeds, Natsboy, and Medic and Demo, Gazi and Kudu on the old scout classes, but previously they had themselves, I believe it was, and correct me if I'm wrong now, it was Everex and Adiski when the season started. However, Adiski gone, thrown to the side. Goodbye, Adiski. Don't want you here anymore, because Nubby's back from his old, little bit of a tiffle with a Valorant, not interested in that anymore. He's come back playing some TF2, but Everex as well. He's gone, They didn't have the best of performances most recently in that old DreamHack Cup. Maybe some of it's related to that. Who knows? Either way, hashtag the Major's back and ready to win some more TF2.
Yeah, he's... I guess he just couldn't stay out of top TF2 for even a season. And I'm really excited to see that. It's kind of the reunion between Kunu and Josh as well. Should be very interesting to see. And it is just this massive... upgrade in the two soldiers, like even just in the DM department, I would say that's the case, but also like when you get Josh on your team, it just becomes his team and you start playing his way, like he brings the main calls and play style as well as just the gameplay.
I don't know many people who would kind of underestimate the impact at this point, considering how kind of proven it is, but even if you perhaps would, you've got to remember that that kind of core with Josh and Kunu last season, like if you look back to the start of their last season, what was it, 36? I don't know. Yeah, 36. They were like rough for weeks and weeks and weeks. They were just looking like, oh man, how is this a roster this good performing like this? And then they came through with a nutty comeback and basically just like went through all the way to the playoffs, just absolutely annihilated everything, and just straight up like ended up beating the very, very different Swift roster in the old grand finals back when they were Nerd Rage. So there's definitely a hell of a lot this roster and these players can do. So it's pretty good. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, but they're going up against Feint, and Feint is Yeehan Voxtake on Scout, Mac on Demo Man, Opti on Soldier, he's Roamer, Hugo on Pocket, and then Vanny on Medic. And this team have really been playing out of their mind so far this season, and in the DreamHack Cup as well. It's been so good. Like Hugo was he was on that Ascent team last season that was really underperforming, where everyone seemed to be doing well, and yet the team kept losing. But he's been doing really well so far this season, and his team has actually been winning, which is really nice. And then Opti has just been absolutely incredible. Just such a good roamer. And it just seems like he's finally cracked the code. I think it's just every season there has to be a new Frenchman that just kind of ascends.
Yeah, I can dig that. I think it makes a lot of sense. Like you said, like the Feint performance in the old DreamHack Cup was really nuts. Like everyone was like going into the season, people were, I think most people were predicting Ascent first, followed by Swift, followed by Feint, and fairly kind of set in that. But Feint have absolutely like done crazy work. Like they performed so well in recent weeks, and obviously in that cup as well, getting themselves second place as is, and kind of trouncing all over that Swift roster. So I think it's kind of like it's interesting the fact that we're going into week 7, and you'd probably say that based on results alone, Feint are going to be the favorites to be winning this game, and that's not what you'd think week 1.
No, it's very interesting how that has kind of changed as the season progressed. But then again, I wouldn't count out Swift. I think they've kind of upgraded. They have had time to catch up as well. And I think both of these teams, I don't even think they're eyeing each other. I think they're more have their eyes on Ascent, to be honest. Like,
Yeah,
that's the final target. That's the final hurdle and the final boss that they need to overcome. And they're pretty close to actually catching up to them. So that's probably the bigger concern for both of these teams. Just if I had to guess. That's
it's
the
true.
truth.
I was gonna say, like, as of this point, Ascent, Swift, and Feint have already they've secured themselves in playoffs. This game does matter in terms of seeding for that first, second, third seeding, but they've already kind of secured their spots. So to a degree, even though the seeding does matter, it isn't everything. If you just win every game of playoffs, you can just kind of do it. So it's kind of a game which is important in one way, but in another way, it's not everything if you lose it. If your eyes are kind of big on the prize, and you've not had loads of time to prepare specifically against this team, it is kind of okay. I will just while we're here, I'll give you a bum freeze update. Yeah, he is. They've gone a golden cap. They went 0-0 process. They're now in golden cap, and it's still going on.
Jesus
He could
Christ.
not have actually had a longer official so far. They haven't thrown this one yet, but I'll let you know.
All right. Is it so? What we can expect is it 15 minutes and then it's still tied 0-0 and then they have to do a mid fight. Is that what we're in for?
Honestly, probably. I don't remember the last time I've seen a process 0-0 anyway. I think he's just gonna arrive here in about 10 minutes time and just won't even be able to talk anymore. Thankfully, Feint is doing their very bestest and also delaying things a little bit. So they're helping a brother out, and I like that.
Yeah. All right. So we have some head-to-head stats here. I currently only have I just have the demo man up. I can show that on screen right now.
Ooh.
So we've got Mac versus Nasboy. Mac, kind of the up and coming demo man here in this equation. But what do you make of these stats?
Honestly, stat wise, you would assume just pure numbers. I don't know, kind of seems like Nasboy's eking out a little bit. From a personal opinion, this is mainly based off that DreamHack tournament. Mac was doing really, really good work, consistently throughout that tournament. And considering there's obviously there's been some roster changes and there's been some kind of definite progression for Feint. I don't know. I don't think either player is clearly above the other. I think they've probably just got slightly different strengths, perhaps. I don't know. I think Mac's definitely a significant old player in his team. I'm not entirely certain how much he actually calls. But he seems like you wouldn't just be able to swap him out for another demo and the team would work in the same way.
Yeah, the real thing that sticks out to me is obviously the KD of Nasboy, which seems a lot better, right? He has more kills and fewer deaths. So
Yeah.
probably a lot more aggressive playstyle coming out of Mac, or maybe just not as good at staying alive as Nasboy is. So yeah, I don't really make much of the air shots or the captures or anything like that. Everything else is pretty damn even. So I guess we should look at the medics, which spoiler alert, they're going to be really even as well.
I've been really impressed by a lot of Vanny's performance, because Vanny's not been that kind of consistent player playing at the top end of TF2 for seasons and seasons and seasons. He's every now and then he'll hop into Prem and play a little bit here and there. But he's definitely not been that same kind of established. But again, he's been performing really, really well. And, as much as Seeds is kind of a bit of a kingpin within European TF2 as the guy who just never dies, I feel again, the comparison is still not that unfavorable. I'd still say, Seeds is a better medic overall, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's that unfavorable. And obviously, medics are very much a role where it's a lot about working with the old team rather than just slotting someone who's slightly mechanically more skilled or something.
Yeah, I think the very interesting stat here is that you look at the deaths per map, right? Favors Seeds quite a bit, but then you look at the Ubers, and Vanny has more Ubers. So
Yeah.
that's a very interesting dynamic, and it kind of tells you that Vanny is probably playing on a faster paced team in Feint. And Feint have been really aggressive so far this season, and it looked really sloppy and dumb sometimes, like versus Global Clan. It just kind of looked like they were half throwing half the time, where they were just like pushing with 4 players, but they had Uber at, so they just went in when they could have just waited and played it slower. And like Feint, they went up against the Scent, and sometimes it worked, and sometimes it just got shut down, and it got a little bit one-dimensional at times. But you can definitely kind of see it in the stats of Vanny that he basically gets it and presses mouse 2, right, optimizing his points. Good job.
I like that. I appreciate it. That's kind of it. It is a little bit of like a different way of playing things because yeah, you can like never die, never have to use your Uber, or you can die a little bit more, but just get in Uber, own things, destroy. I definitely think that so I'll be a little bit interested to see how it starts off in the first map, considering it is Metalworks, and obviously Metalworks tends to be like just messier, weirder. People are nowhere near as comfortable on it than Process, obviously, because everyone's played Process for like a million years at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the first map will be a little bit weird, and then we'll kind of probably see a more average kind of game going into Process, more like representative of the teams. I can't imagine going into playoffs either of these teams is like, oh yeah, let's really get on Metalworks. That'd be great.
No, I think the main thing to look out for is Nubby getting Market Gardens. There's some really cool like ramp slides you can do in this map, where you just end up in the skybox, and people have no way of knowing because they can't even hear you jump because you started from so far away. And that's going to be some fun highlights. But yeah, it tends to bog down into giant stalemates. So there are a lot of corridors involved where you can't really do much other than try and spam and maybe get some snipes out or something. So it bogs down and becomes very slow paced very quickly. And it's not my favorite map. I don't really like watching games on it compared to every other map in the game. But it definitely
it's kind of
very
just
different.
doorways.
Yeah.
It's just like every doorway has like 3 more doorways in it, and it I guess the benefit to that is like it does give advantages to spamming classes, but in like not an awesome way. So there tends to be a lot of like standing either side of doorways, which isn't awesome. I will say, the call outs can start coming in. Presumably, Mac is having some issues. He is the only player currently missing from the server, and there's just a whole bunch of messages in chat right now. I don't think any of them are providing any valuable information.
No, he's having an
No.
issue. That's all we got for you, which is perfect because Bum is late. So this is I don't know, Gaben's plan. He made this all work. Thank you, Gaben.
Oh my god. Oh my god, Bumfries is about to be losing this map now. His team's just, they're starting to nuke towards point. Bumfries is blocking. Oh, they're just about doing it. This is still going. No, Playgray is making the play of his life. This golden capsule on going. This is actually.
You gave me hope.
We should have casted this game, mate. This is brilliant. This
Yeah,
is a nail-biter.
We could have gotten like a bonus map in there. People are gonna be so confused when they tune in on YouTube, and there's just like a random mid game being casted.
Oh my god. It is. It is what it is,
Yeah.
It's alright. Hopefully, in the world of, the actual game that people care about, hopefully Mac will be able to sort that soon, and it's not going to be anything which involves any more significant delays or issues. Like I said, there was an update, which I know always causes issues, especially anyone who has quite bad internet,
Yeah. All right. Is there any specific head-to-head you want to see? It's gonna take me a while to like set it up, but it can't be Josh and Nubby out there.
I feel like, we need the scout comparison is what I want.
I am here.
Oh my God, he's
Bum.
actually here.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Did you win? Did you lose? What happened? I'm still watching the stream.
I
Oh,
split 3-3, brother.
on 2 golden caps.
2 golden caps.
Oh dearie me. Oh dearie me. Well, that's okay. Nice to have you here, Bum.
Good to be here.
I'll send you
However
some
long it takes.
information. Yeah,
Thank you
thankfully
very much.
we're still waiting on Mac
Oh,
because
beautiful.
there's 11 people in the server. Everyone's just waiting on Mac to fix something or other. So you've not even missed a start of Metalworks.
Oh, beautiful. Have you been having fun with your
Oh,
half hour of filling time?
I've just been watching your stream, mate. It's been good. I kept watching. Was trying to find out whether you go to another golden cap. Of course you were. Of course you were.
Like everything that could have delayed it. Thanks, Valve, for the update. That really helped as well. Just really making sure I don't cast this game.
It's all good. It's all good. That we. Oh, I'm trying to keep up with the chat in game to see if there's anything crazy going on, but there isn't so far. I'm optimistic. We'll get this started before midnight.
Yeah, hopefully. Last time we casted Swift, we had to wait roughly this long as well for Josh, but I guess it's the other team's fault this time.
What can you do now? What can you do? What are your thoughts, Bum? What are your thoughts on this team? We've obviously discussed how. Oh, Domo murking in the place of Mac. That is interesting, considering I literally just stopped talking about how Mac is quite an influential demo man who you can't just throw another person in his place and have it work the same way. So time to prove whether I'm wrong.
Yeah, Mac means a lot for his team as the main caller, with like a lot of players who aren't used to being around in Prem yet. No one's quite a debut, but Hugo, only his second season. Voxy is still relatively new, despite obviously already beasting for several seasons. Yeehaw was pretty much introduced to Prem with Mac back in the day of the Theorists and those other teams. But recently it looks like it should be Feint taking this one if we got very recent results of the DreamHack Cup and etc. But it's still all to play for Swift with their brand new roster.
Yeah,
shiny.
That's it. We did talk a little bit, obviously, how you look at Swift, the introduction to Josh, and like considering a Josh and Kuna team last season went from really not doing very well at all just to going all the way through and winning grand finals. Like these boys are all about the comeback stories, so definitely not anything to be scoffed at. Oh, okay, right. I'm seeing Domo get into the server. I think we're going to be able to get live pretty soon. We've spent enough time talking about whatever things. Let's put our metaphorical money where our mouth is. See if we can make some predictions in terms of this map. I'm gonna let you go first.
I'm gonna predict that Feint win in a close one, maybe even a golden cap. Let's go with 2-1 to Feint.
2-1 to Feint. See, I think the Swift come back. I think Swift's gonna be looking good. I think Swift's gonna be on their game, and I think even though Domo's gonna frag, I think it's a little bit tricky. It's a little bit tricky. Suddenly swapping out a demo man very, very last minute. So I reckon Swift's gonna be taking this first map. We do have 6 on the other team as well. So we should be able to go live in just a couple seconds. Which is nice, Which is nice.
I think if you needed to replace Mac last second with anyone, Domo is probably the absolute best fit possible. Obviously, established Prem demo man, main caller, knows all these people on his team personally very well. So it should be fine. Obviously not as perfect as it could be, but we are rolling out to the first mid here, eepily.
Yeah, this is going to be our Week 7 games. Swift versus Feint going into our first mid here. Both teams going towards their own side, towards this valley position. No one going super deep just yet. Hugo taking this little bit of position, and it's going to be a big old mirror mid. Both soldiers on the side of Swift going nice and deep. Nubby getting some decent damage as well. Not really securing the frags. Josh just not able to pick up one, but it's actually 3 in the form of Feint, and they're looking good as well. Seeds desperately trying to escape with his life, getting super weak. His scout, Kunu picks up 2. Possibly the chance to get another as Opti chased as well. The third! Ooh.
Kunu beast, turning this round around. They cannot chase down anything else, and now Kunu keeping his med alive with the even Uber. His spawns are there first thanks to that 3k on the tail end of that mid. They might not even be able to cap here in time. Domo is using the pain train to its fullest, but the repush is already here from Swift. Kunu has caught Domo out of position, and they just lose this mid when everything was going perfectly. Kunu with a huge clutch.
That's it. Like, it's significant Domo committing there to get the point, but at the same time, like, Kunu just walks in and just hits 3 crispy shots. So now this is going to be an equal Uber situation, but no demo to defend on the side of Feint. So this is going to be little bit tricky right now. We do see Josh getting pretty deep just to try and get a little bit of info, take some position as well, but it is actually Seed's going to be using the Uber first. Does get forced there. Josh going nice and deep as well. He's going to get cleaned up after forcing this own Uber. It is a little bit better for Feint, but it's not really the Uber that's going to be the all-important bit. It's going to be the positioning here. Everyone on the side of Swift are all playing towards this valley position. Doesn't look like Feint is looking to commit too hard just yet. But Opti is on the background. This is tricky, though. This is tricky. They kind of need to move forward and take this position right now. And Swift is kind of just backing.
Opti did his job perfectly. He jumped behind into lobby and just turned everyone's heads. And from there, there's 5 players walking from the front. But the repush is already in from Swift. Gazi's going to go down trying to get onto Vanny, but they already have all the height on point again. Oh, Domo's even going to get caught as well. Yeehor very low, trying to escape in Valley here. Now they can keep the momentum going. Looks like Swift, they didn't leave anyone on mid, so they're going to have to go back. So Vanny will be safe for now. But it looks like a pretty clear second for them.
It is just only the spawns coming in, but it's actually Feint looking to take a dirty little trade towards point. Seeds does get his own Uber. Does actually drop Nasboy in that, though. So actually, they can't really continue here at all. Hugo on the back line is actually trying to get onto Seeds. Not hitting those rockets, though. Should be losing this 1v1. Yep, Josh cleaning up there is going to make a difference, but Feint are just, they're not looking to stop. They're already moving all the way towards lobby. There's players from Swift every which way. They've got to just take a second to clean up, surely.
Yeah, Swift still have 2 people behind. That's Gaz, and he does get the medic with the help of Josh. They had to play so close to house there thanks to the threats from behind. And then Josh just spamming the floor will find Vanny. Yeehor has gone behind without being spotted. But he needs to do something huge right now. Oh, there's sticks behind. Oh, Nasboy just about misses the debt. I don't know if he noticed or just if he did that as a blind guess as to where Yeehor could be. But instead, Yeehor's going to have to fight Nubby on the backlines. It's a big ad for Swift.
Okay, there we go. Yep, Nubby getting the better end of that. And this is all importantly after all that scrappy fighting. This is Seeds getting his Uber up now. 70% advantage should be nice and clean for them. Player down already on the side of Feint. So this is pretty much everything you want if you're on the side of Swift. You're going to be using the Uber towards left-hand side. Gun should be going down nice and easily. Everyone on the side of Feint are going hard towards this right-hand side, but they've got to keep eyes towards point as well. Scrappy fights are all coming up, but this is going to be Swift getting significant control in terms of frags. Even this player going down towards point, this is going to be, absolute just annihilation there on the tail end, and Swift getting themselves first round.
Yeah, it was a very, very pacifist Uber. No kills from either team for the first half of it, but the cap time and the sentry was all that was required. And then in the fight afterwards, just Swift get the better end of it eventually. And now we are into the second round, 1-0 already in 5 minutes for Swift. We'll see if they can keep control of this mid-fight thing if they do come out on top again.
Yeah, it was a little bit crazy how that happened last mid-fight, but we actually see Josh going pretty high there, but it's a follow-up from Nubby. Again, gets good damage towards his players, but not really securing those frags. No one committing quite as hard this time. They're just kind of, throwing soldiers at each other, seeing what's going on. Domo is just going to get cleaned out of the sky there by Kudu, and Yeehor's kind of pressured heavily as well. No one able to make that big full commit, but now picking up Opti, this is going to be Swift getting control of this mid as well. They should be able to clean up, Voxy, a little bit caught there as well. Vanny should be able to get towards this shutter in time. Still only 90% though, and it's actually a little bit scary. He is all the way in lobby just by getting his Uber though. With Josh going down, it should be fine. It'll be difficult for them to just walk out in a second.
Yeah, there's already a lot of cap time. It's a 1-for-1. Both teams have Uber. All these things make it harder for them, but they get in anyway. Seeds is fully alone in the corner. Oh, they drop Kunin from the Uber as well. That could have been devastating for Seeds, but he does eventually use off and manage to find Nasboy. But the chase is on. Yeehor is in his hot chair trying to get onto Seeds. He does find that frag. Nasboy also falling in Valley. It looks like all the momentum for Feint here. Gaz down as well. Nubby very low. He's going to fall. Josh is the only one between Swift and a wipe right now, and he gets out. It's big ad for Vanny and mid.
Very, very clean there on the side of Feint. They are going to be getting themselves an Uber advantage, 35%. Not one of those like super clean ones like we just saw from Swift. So it's last pushable, but it's not the easiest push ever. They've got to be fairly on the dot. We'll be fine. We do see Gun going up on last. It's going to be Ghazi just building himself up one towards spawn, and then presumably moving it forward. This is a nice opportunity, but just literally off Seeds' building, they've already taken us down to a 20%. Like, any kind of kiting at all, and they should be able to get this Uber.
Yep, they are moving into lobby now. They need to go fast. They need to use as they get it. Still a 30% advantage as they come in from the left. They use onto Voxy and Domo. The sentry gun goes down immediately. Voxy trying to clear the point, but he's being flashed. He does get so much cap time though, and the frags are all going Feint's way. They just play the cap before the heavy can even block. So, a return within only 2 minutes. This is very fast so far.
That was so clean. Hugo got in like so deep. Literally, that Uber got popped, and within about 3 seconds, Hugo was in, already taken down seeds. So the threat of like that counter Uber coming out just negated entirely. They could play it fast, play it slow, play whatever they wanted. That was very nicely done there from Feint. So, yep, third mid. Taken long through this game at all. We are going to be seeing Nasboy considerably faster than Domo, already locking down this lower shutter. So, all the way towards Valley is where they're going to have to go now. Does mean SVIFT can take a good amount of position here. And honestly, Feint aren't really anywhere at all on this mid fight. The soldiers from the side of SVIFT just kind of dance around the skybox. Pipe's going to be taking down Domo. In order for Feint to commit here, they have to do so much. Hugo does try and go deep, try to get all the way towards Seeds. Seeds does actually get caught out entirely by the scout. They sack both soldiers for it, but at this point, Vanny can basically just run away.
But there's people already cutting him off in-house. Kunu's right above him. These shots need to get hit by Voxy, and they need to be hit well, but Nubby already in, blocking Vanny's exit. They get what they want, and it's a very late spawn for Vanny as well. Seeds can't build yet because both these players are feeding on enemy second, so I think we're just going to see a repeated mid-fight.
Yeah, classic minute and a half long mid-fight. All right, I said Nubby should be getting this pack, should be able to... Ooh, actually nearly catches out Voxy. They should be 100% aware of where he is, so they either get forced away or will just about get cleaned up. His team, though, just only coming in with their spawns. Doesn't actually look like they want to commit at all. Like, they're slow getting forward to mid now, and yeah, Nasboy's basically making a call of that. Nah, this isn't doable, guys. We'll just concede the mid and just play this as the slight Uber advantage that it is.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to count it as an Uber advantage, probably only about 10-15%, and there is a lot of space you need to gain between mid and second here. There's an entire lobby, pretty much. There's 2 lobbies on this map, so very difficult to use a small ad like that. They're just going to call it even. And this is the first mid-fight where Feint have actually eventually come out on top.
You know, it is what it is. Try a few times. Eventually you can get it right. This is kind of the part of Metalworks where everyone just stands on opposite sides of the doorways. We do actually see the heels moving towards Valley. This is like the classic go Valley, get a soldier, jump high. It's actually going to be Opti going all the way through main door, kind of gets nuked instantly. And then, yeah, okay, Feint just going to be backing up. The classic there is, you know, you just jump a soldier off the wall, get him in the skybox. Sometimes people miss him, you know, gets a couple rockets off. But you know what? They try things a little bit different.
Hope they don't have the exact trap that every demo man in the world always puts on that wall.
It's good. It's good fun to see people just kind of get nuked out of the sky a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
TF2. Dynamic. We learn things, you know?
The respawn is already up. SVIFT did not want to counter-sack or anything in return. They just stayed fast on their second. We've got Yeehor trying to poke around through lower. They could do a soldier scout sack here. There's, in fact, just sending in Hugo with Opti as well. Opti is onto Seeds and he does get that force out. And in fact, they frag Josh as well. So this is not bad for Feint at all. They have the full ad. They only have effectively 1 soldier down because Josh is down 2. So we'll see how they try and get into second here.
That seemed really confusing. I don't know. I don't understand how the soldier got like onto Seeds basically alone through Shutter. I think they just somehow like maybe lost track of them. That was, I don't know, not really the kind of force Seeds is going to be super happy with. But this will be Feint. They've got all their players just like coming in now. Uber's already been used actually, so that's actually a pretty early force. We do see Double getting nice and deep, not really securing the frags just yet though. Even Josh hasn't gone down yet, and it's actually Ghazi somehow picking up Yeehor on the backlines, and then he's actually going to get out alive as well. What is this repush? Oh my
god. No scouts for Feint. They have to run right now. Hugo getting taken down too, just to slow them down. Ghazi was hiding on top of the drop down. He was trying to go for a force, but they just used for him for free anyway. He stayed behind that whole Uber, picked off Yeehor after it faded off, and everyone else had just kited because the use came out so early. I really do not like that pop through house for Feint, and now it's 100% for Seeds. Vanny already up to 70, and Yeehor is sniping from lower. We'll try and keep you up to date if anything happens. The Uber comes out from house, but everyone on Feint has kited it. They are already out in lobby. They are re-pushing the second point right now as well, just forcing everyone off. All of Swift have now abandoned through house, and Vanny uses his own Uber. He's trying to catch players, but it's a completely wasted Uber. I think, yeah, they get
they've done
absolutely
so much
nothing.
damage though, right? Like they've done so much damage, they can get in clean. They picked up Josh. He was the weakest player there, so they do have this slight player advantage as well. Domo's trying to get nice and deep, but Hugo just kind of gets annihilated in the sky. Opti does get one. Oh, nice little rocket there, picking up seeds. Definitely now. Yes, you've been seeing Feint back up a little bit because they know Nobby's on the back lines. All they need to do is play around their hills. Don't take individual little 1v1s. Play around the hills and just chill a second. With Yeehor securing that frag, as he's now gone down, Nobby on the back line shouldn't make any difference as long as they can get themselves forward playing the game.
Oh, well, I missed out on that because my game crashed too, but I'm back now.
My God, it's me next.
But who knows, maybe Valve has messed something up massively with spectating in the last hour. That'd be pretty fun. Well, Vanny has the Ubercharger advantage. They picked up Nubby, who was behind in house. Now they should be looking to not use this time. They are going through alley. They're not just going to pop straight away. Hugo bombing deep just to force everyone out. Nasboy is still in the shutter. But yeah, he's going to give up now. They get second for free, but Siege should get his Uber in time. They are running this forwards as fast as they can, Feint. They know they need to get onto Seeds. He has 90%, but they're wasting their entire Uber on Josh. Josh just staying alive so long. And now Seeds has his own Uber to defend. It's a 6v4. Hugo's playing the point, and the Uber does come out onto him. So he's going to get taken down. Voxy getting chased in this Uber as well. But there's a back cap. Opti playing so much point time. This is so good for Feint now, and they just take down Nasboy, and they get the second round. Oh, they kite the re-Uber from Seeds, and then the point play from Opti, the pain train, just put so much pressure on them to come back. And that was just perfectly played from Feint to collapse on the point at the end.
Brutal, you know? Absolutely brutal. Very, very well played. This is now Feint in the driver's seat. 2-1, 16 minutes left on the clock. We're going to be going into a new mid, you know? Apologies for the technical issues, you know, it is what it is. It's TF2. I feel like we're not expecting technical issues. It's TF2. It's been 10 years. Get over it, you know? So
find something else to play.
God. New mid, new me. Once again, both teams kind of taking the opposite side. Stickies from Naspo taking down Domo, so that's going to be such a fantastic start. And with our production crashing once again, this is going to be the hopes and dreams of Feint getting control of this mid, possibly crashing as well. But actually, the repush. Oh, the crit on Voxy takes down Seeds.
Oh, I wish you were seeing this. They just re-push from Valley with the crits. A huge double scattergun from Voxy catches Seeds off. He was not expecting that at all. He just crits him from across mid, and now Feint are actually retaking this mid fight. They have two scouts versus a soldier, demo, and scout who have all retreated. Even I didn't expect that, eepily. What?
It's a situation. It's a situation we're in right now. Right, so as we currently stand, we do have both medics on the old Uber charge at this point effectively equal. Feint do have control of mid. Just going to be peeking a little bit towards Valley, not going anywhere too much just... Yeah, they are kind of going... And they're looking to try and maybe go a little bit deep. I can't imagine they're going to be able to do anything more than just kind of get spammed out. And at this point, they can kind of play a bit with a stalemate. But then again, Yeehor sometimes just wants to feed. Sometimes.
It looks like they were playing in alley there. They're trying to bait someone to feed into them. It didn't really work. Yeehor went too deep and lost his own life, in fact. And then Hugo caught on the chase as well. Makes this a 6v4. It's a very good mid-fight for dry pushing and Uber v Uber pushing. So Swift are definitely going to take this. Josh bombing in first, goes down very low. The spawns are up for Feint here now, but no one's used Uber yet. There's a lot of cap time for Swift, and they're just going to take it for free. No Uber exchanged. They just force Feint all the way out.
That was insane, considering I think Josh went down to 10 HP and so did Naspo in this repush on the mid, and yet somehow it's just like, no, it's fine. Somehow they're just like basically living on butter. So this is equal, with Voxy being down as a possible opportunity to try and send a soldier deep. It is actually Hugo going for the first jump, but this is actually, Josh getting in so clean. Force got that Uber. With Hugo dying, Josh is actually still on the back lines. He will get chased down, but actually in doing so, like that chase basically means that the entirety of Fate is just nowhere to be seen. The only guy that's relevant is Opti, and yeah, he's just going to get shot up by a scout because there is no goal.
Now, Seeds has his opportunity. Opti still down for another 15 seconds, which is great for them. This massive, massive advantage as well. They're going to take it in the same way as before. There's no sentry at all this time. Only the heavy of Voxy. He's going to get taken down sharpish, and the rest of the frags look to go Swift's way very, very soon. That was just a very dominating last push. All the damage, all the frags, all the cap, and it's tied 2-2.
Yeah. These last pushes seem to be pretty clean from both sides, honestly. They've definitely been doing a little bit of homework. But yeah, incredibly equal. This is 12 minutes 45 left on the clock. 2-2 at this point, so there is still very much everything to play for. As I think, basically, we might be cursed at this point. And I accept that. I blame Bum.
Yeah, it was a very cursed day for me. Oh,
we're
Beta
back,
is in.
boys! Congrats! We're back!
We're on to mid-fight number 5, or 6 if you count that re-mid-fight that happened earlier. But neither team has any casualties yet. Feint just taking this right side hard. They do spam down Josh eventually, and that means Hugo and Opti trying to bomb forwards. Hugo finds Seeds, but doesn't find the frag. Everyone is chasing right now. They haven't left anyone on mid. They are really putting all their eggs in one basket. They are hoping to get more frags here, and they don't get them. They should still be safe to get mid because it's a 4v4, but no more for them.
No, there was a genuine like risk of Feint just over chasing there and kind of getting picked apart, a little bit like we saw in that first mid where Cooney just kind of hit everything, you know. So it is what it is. We will see ourselves a little bit of a stalemate. Thankfully, we actually
Vanny is on crits again, by the way, and the other team knows that. Both teams were kind of scared of that happening, so they spy checked in spawn. So Swift should know they're up against crits here.
Yeah, well, so, I mean, they could just kind of go into them whenever they want, really. They should be able to see where these heals are going, probably be able to hear it as well. So it's all about Fate trying to somehow get the element of surprise in something which Swift are going to be hyper aware of. Domo does seem to be one peeking towards this doorway. So it looks like they are going to be using this crits now. Yep, crits is getting used. And it's, well, he does actually manage to get one pipe. And possibly get a second on Nubby as well.
Domo finding the big IB pills, landing them on both soldiers, so is really free to take Valley here. You can't get bombed onto. They're going to bomb Hugo forwards, but the scout of Kunu will deny. They are trying to get the space here, but no one's really going down on the side of Swift as of yet. Kunu will eventually get a bit too far forwards, and Seeds is being shot down by Yeehor. He needs to escape, but all the spawners are here. Nubby now onto second. They don't manage to put the denial onto the second point. And in fact, Vanny has his crit sad still. No scouts on last. Vanny could just roll this forwards.
Absolutely, Gazzy's still not for another 6 seconds, all the way towards main queue because he's been jumping nice and high. Crit has been used on Domo, not quite hitting those pipes just yet. Siege has already gone down, but the big nuke from these soldiers. Oh my god, Nubby and Josh has annihilated everything. Voxy as well should get caught towards his right-hand side. Oh, and yep, there he is. Stickies from Nasboy cleaning him up. Only man surviving is Yeehor, and he's going to try and get himself one little... Oh my god, doesn't even win that. Those soldiers just nuked. That was like 5 frags.
I really like what Feint tried to do. They knew that everyone would be focused on the crits. You really have to stuff the choke when their crits comes out. You need to make sure the demo can't peek at all. And while everyone's eyes were on Domo, Hugo just goes way over the top and finds Seeds, which does allow us to be even now, but obviously not as ideal as it could have been on the last. And I think crits is a very new thing for Feint. I don't know if they use it very often. This might be a Domo playbook sort of thing, changing it up, taking all of Mac's administration away.
Possibly. We do see the crits is off for the minute at least. Both medics are going to be sitting there with their Uber guns, their Medi guns, whatever you want to call it, and they'll both be on Ubers again. So 9 minutes left in the game. But again, a bit of an opportunity. It feels like it's a little bit easier for Feint to do things here than Swift being on the aggressive side. Yep, they're going to be sending their soldiers deep, and it's actually going to be focusing these players close. They will pick up Nubby nice and early, and Yeehor's actually all the way towards Seeds, gets a good amount of damage, actually gets that force off as well. Even living for so long, he will just about get taken down.
But no, the full ad is already here on the repush. Nasboy is in fact staying under the point. There's 3 players going behind him. Feint find nothing with the Uber. This could be a disaster. They're going to get repushed from their own backside any second now. They do find Seeds in lobby, but there's no cap time on second. Domo should get picked off here by Gazi. Nubby will help him out with that as well. Vanny's getting chased through lower by Nasboy. He's going to go down. That's the perfect dispersal from Swift.
Everyone is everywhere. Opti is in and can kind of hit one rocket on like 3 people and just kind of own them. Yeah, that's going to be both swords getting cleaned up. So somehow after all of that, this is actually completely doable in terms of a last push. We already see the scout towards point. Seeds didn't even leave spawn. Actually, they're just going to cap it. What?
Oh, wow. Them kiting for so long, it just delayed their own deaths, and then Seed spawns alone. He can't really block point as a medic by himself. All the frags get cleaned up, and Yeehaw just runs straight to last and caps that one 3-2. The scoreline with 7 minutes left.
That was just, yeah, right. That was bizarre. Whatever. Okay, new mid again. We don't see any critters this time. Going to be a bit more of a standard little mid here. Both demos kind of fairly similar, just playing towards floor position and taking the enemy team's side. Some decent damage already been done towards Domo, but arrows are going to keep him nice and healthy. So going to be all about these big initiation bombs from the soldiers. The Opti Hugo kind of have control of both aspects of upper lobby, so they can go whenever. But instead, they're looking like they can do a lot of spam. We do see some decent damage towards these soldiers, but actually Vanny's taking a lot as well. Somehow Domo goes down. Nice surf from Vanny. Gets himself onto the high ground and actually allows him to basically pick up those couple frags. So this is looking really, really good. A 5 versus 3, and both scouts go super, super deep. On side of Feint, they do both go down. They pick up these remaining players, and that will actually be everything that matters now. Feint, very, very commanding mid-win. And from this, might just get an opportunity to solidify their advantage a little bit more.
Yeah, Feint getting control of both houses in that mid is really nice. It means Swift can only play from Valley, and once you know where everyone's coming from, it's pretty much just your scouts are waiting for their soldiers. You're pretty much saying, go on, I dare you, bombers. We know you have to come from Valley. The repush is actually in onto second here. They do pick up Opti and put Hugo very low. This is really good. This is slowing down Vanny. He's either going to have to use his Uber or call it even, and obviously he's not just going to give this up. They want to try and take second here, but Seeds is building so well. He's so far back in lobby with Kunu. He's up to 70% already, and it looks like Feint are just going to have to call this even off the back of a wipe on mid.
That is crazy. I mean, I feel like if they were rounds down, they would feel a lot more pressured. But technically, even though it is just a 1-round advantage, they kind of don't have to do anything. They can just stand around for 5.5 minutes and still win. But it is still kind of nuts how just that one frag and that one bit of positioning from Swift basically just means, yeah, Feint's like, all right, fine, have the Uber.
Well, we might see Feint's favourite sack here. Looks like Yeehaw's getting ready to go under as well. We saw this quite a lot last season with Yeehaw as well. It was one of the playbooks of Nerd Rage. You sack a soldier, and then you run a scout at the medic as well. It's a lot easier to dodge 2 soldiers than it is 1 soldier and 1 scattergun. But they don't elect to do that this time. Yeehaw does get picked off from under. Hugo trying to make his way on second. In fact,
Feint just going a second. Feint just walking a second behind the entirety of Swift. Nice air shot there. That was crispy. Even if Hugo did go down, they're basically able to play towards point. Now they're going to be forcing this trade, with Voxy already forcing a flash as well, with Nubby going down, who was, I believe, still on sniper there. This is looking really, really good for them. Yeah, they should be able to take control of second. The spawners of Josh and Gazi should be up, so I don't think they can continue unless they get another frag right now.
Yeah, I don't think they can. It's best to just call this what it is. And in fact, the repush is really good pressure. Domo getting caught off before he can get his bow. So no demo man means this should be a bust from Swift. Hugo trying to stuff him in the choke, but his bomb fails. He gets picked off by Josh. Opti looking to be the one to defend now. He does get the first frag onto the scout. Nasboy also going down, just feeding frags on second.
Repush. They're not stopping, Bum. They're just walking straight in. It's all on Nubby. Everything's on his little shoulders. Josh up in 2 seconds. He's getting sword down. Both scouts on point. 4-2. Feint. Oh. I respect it from Swift. I respect it from them, but they were not ready for Feint.
The animals came in one by one onto the point, and they were just taken down. Opti just stood in that corner, literally just has to shoot the floor of that choke and takes down everyone who just tries to bust through, literally one at a time, and from there they can roll that momentum straight forwards to last. Really well played by Feint, as we do get into yet another mid-fight here with 3 minutes left. I'm not sure if it's possible.
Oh yeah, it's always possible. It's always possible.
There's a super fast mid-fight, yeah. Nubby straight in.
Deep bombs, so they pick up Vanny, which is like a great start, but this is still like a 4v4. Still now 2 versus 3, not impossible. 2 versus 2 at this point, with both medics going down. This is kind of just whoever can hit those shots. They're actually both taking 1v1s. Are they both going to win them as well? They did. They actually both, they literally both took individual 1v1s and just won them. That's a series of events right there. Both teams spawning seeds already on the crit streak. He knows time is not in his favor.
Yes.
Vanny, regular Uber.
All well and good winning the mid-fight, but with no advantage, you're still not going to get anything with 3 minutes left and 2 rounds to claim them. So crits is definitely the right play here, and I'm pretty sure Feint knows that too. They should be expecting the crits. I believe they even spy checked it. I may be lying through my teeth, but here it comes. From the looks of it, Seed's already in-house. Everyone just playing on the bridge, ready to stuff this demo as soon as he tries to use it. Nubby in with the sack to try and distract. No one falls for it. They are looking forward, but the stickies come up from Nasboy. 4K. Nubby picks up the wasp, and then Josh craters Domo. Oh my god, the 6K is definitely possible. This round happened in a minute. This is so possible for Swift. If they can replicate this, we still have a game on our hands. They've already capped the last. No one spawned.
Holy crap!
Feint, you know, they did everything right in theory. They were like, well, we need to be as close to this door as possible. And then Nasboy's like, fine, I'll shoot you when you're coming towards me. I don't even care about your medic. And he just got all the frags. Jesus.
Right, so Seeds right now is like, all right, Nasboy, you can get another one. I'll be on crit again this mid. I believe Vanny is on the Uber, so this is absolutely doable once again. Monster individual performances, but they're still going to take this mid. They're still going to get as much cap time as possible. Kunu does go down alongside Gazi, which makes this pretty decent to start off with. Seeds already going down. This is now looking like basically securing for Feint. Yeah, it's just Nubby. 58 seconds, I believed, but I don't see it as being possible now.
Vanny did such a good job on that mid-fight. He didn't live it, but the amount of time he took to die just meant that everyone had to give up their own lives for it. I mean, everyone was just wasting all their ammo on Vanny. He was dodging and juking around. This is over now. 4-3 is the score for Feint on the first map.
And yeah, we got our 30 seconds of some frag clips. Oh, sorry, I'm just looking at Domo just not get the stickies. Because he just...
But it's so smart. Then they don't think he's there. It's so not smart because nobody walks out the shutter.
They think he's there because he doesn't do anything. Okay. Yeah, right, this is the little bit of a DM service. So we get a couple more frags for the logs to feel a little bit better about themselves. But that's going to be map 1 going to Feint. Close though. Very close
one, and not as slow as I predicted. That was a very enjoyable game. Sorry that we had to radio cast some of it. Who knows what this update has done to our games.
Oh god, if only we did. If only we could know. I will say, based literally just off of those 3 points, Feint have now already secured their 2nd seed. So they'll be sitting there guaranteed now at 33. Even with Swift taking process, they would still only have 31, so would be the 3rd place seed. So kind of Feint have pretty much achieved what they need to achieve as is. This next map is just basically, whatever they want to do with it.
Yeah, we could see a little funny process. But I doubt it.
Not a funny process. Not a funny process. All right, we're going to have a little look at some logs, see if there's any numbers which are looking good. Honestly, looking pretty equal. I mean, I feel like the biggest difference is just the pure frags between... Granted, Nasboy kind of, got fed some with the old crit streak, but Domo not picking up many of the old frags at all, putting like decent damage in, but I guess his scouts... Let's give benefit of the doubt. His scouts were really listening to him today.
Yeah.
It happens. Apart from that, it's looking pretty equal in general. A few more kills for Swift, few less Ubers, makes sense. Like 6 of the 8 mid fights going to Feint. That's pretty significant, even though that last mid fight was kind of not so much to be counted. I'm happy to chalk that up as a pretty even game with Feint just being that little bit better.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if Swift hadn't gone massive in some places, we would have seen probably a little more of a one-sided game, but there was some huge individual plays. You've obviously already mentioned the crits. We had Kunu literally like winning that first mid-fight back for Swift straight after Feint seemed so dominating. Just that 1v3 on the end was massive for their momentum. And that was a very, very fun game to watch.
That was, like, considering a lot of teams kind of play Metalworks as if they've never seen the map ever, and they just kind of stand around. Like, there really wasn't many stalemates at all in that map. Like, every time there's a stalemate, it was kind of over within 60 seconds. So that was, that was good. I enjoyed that.
Domo going 6 for 14. Sub this guy out. Do we have a Mac back yet?
I have heard rumors that there may be the return of the Mac. Yet to verify
my God.
this. You okay? You good?
I'm just singing.
He is. I can even see him in the server right now.
Get in.
So basically, what we're saying is, if they lose this map now,
yeah, map is cut.
That's gonna be brutal, man.
Faster than speed of sound. Although this map probably does favor Feint a little bit more, and having Mac back also probably does favor Feint a little bit more. We already saw them take 4-0 on this map in the DreamHack Cup, quite a convincing win for them. If I remember correctly, it probably wasn't 4-0 until trash time, but still a lot closer of a scoreline than the 4-3 we just saw. But it's a whole new Swift. It's a whole new roster, 2 new soldiers. We'll see if they can bode any better with these pickups.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta respect Josh's ability to shout at people, and then shout a little bit more, and then after a while you start seeing results. It's his great gift, I think, to TF2. That, and there was a period of time about 6 or 7 seasons ago where he was obsessed with banners. And he'll still use banners, but when he was obsessed with banners to the point that there was like a few pushes they did where they'd use battalions, then walk through like a carpet of stickies and all die because battalions isn't that good. Like, it's good, but not that good.
I love obsessed with banners gamers. Banners are so funny.
Yeah, I dig it, honestly, mate. Not like the buff banner. Buff banner's an absolute fragging machine. Right, sorry, I'm looking at these players. Right, everyone aside of Swift is there. All but one. It's only Voxy we're currently waiting for. I was like terrified that somehow there was like another update. We like doubled our quota for the year somehow already, and other things were going to crash. I think it's fine. I think we're okay. I think we will actually be able to get into a second map.
Yeah, just look at the changelogs. Added a virus to Beta's PC, so we can't watch the second map.
Made the game just crash constantly, just for no reason, just because we just find it funny. Lamau, why are you guys still playing this game? Imagine. All right. So we saw the first map. We saw close, but Feint securing it, right? You said this should maybe favor Feint even more. So you think this is gonna be a more dominating kind of map, or do you think because the thing is, Swift they've got some mad fragging power.
Yeah, they definitely do, and they're definitely on fire today. They've turned up big time from what we've seen on the first map. But I do trust Feint with this one. I think having Mac back is probably a big thing for them. And they've shown with the recent results that this should be a little more confident, but I hope it's not. I hope for a very close one. As we've already mentioned, the result of it doesn't matter all too much, at least for Feint. I don't know if there's any world where Swift losing this alters their seed at all.
No. This is just your free map for the season. This is a direct hit buff banner, perma sniper huntsman shenanigans map.
They've taken the concept of trash time and amplified it to a whole game at the end of the season.
I like that. That's great. That's a good idea. Money where your mouth is. You saying faint? Yes, no?
I'm saying faint, yes. What are you saying? You doubting me? I'm an analyst, for God's sake. I can't go to Yemen.
I always doubt you. What are you on about? I reckon it's just going to come back with some shenanigans. I reckon, you know, scout map, Kuno and Gazi's going to be activated. Because the thing is, right, other map, not really scout map in the same way. I'm not, throwing shade at Voxy and Yeehor, but I think the Swift Scouts are going to have something to say about it. But we'll find out soon. Here we go. Map 2, only about, 40 minutes later than you usually expect Map 2 to start. This is going to be our Week 7 game, Swift versus Feint Gaming EU. Going into process. Feint only narrowly, but just about getting themselves a win on the first map. And we do see just mid here, some damage already coming out actually from these soldiers. Already taking down Yeehor. That's going to be a very, very nice start to this mid on the side of Swift, with Josh going pretty high as well. They will be still getting good damage while securing these frags. The high ground is really, really firmly in their favor. And yep, Hugo's going to be going down. This is going to be super, super good. Everyone on the side of Feint's going to be leaving. This is going to be deep bombing from Opti. And he just gets got a nuke down. No chance in the world who's going to hit that.
Feint are still fighting on second here. Nasboy is bombing in, but he's going to get taken down. Things should slow down now. But Feint look like they want to chase here. No Nasboy means no stickies, no pressure on the choke. Only the soldiers spamming from up top, and there's only one of them as Josh only just respawned. So Feint already make a lot of progress. They're taking the high ground for themselves. Swift backing out. They're just stood outside choke, and we're seeing a re-mid fight here. The Uber is taken onto Kunu. The trade comes out on Mac. And this is just going to have to be Swift getting out. All the space is here for Feint already. I say that, but that's
say that. Yeah, like the choke point is just not really being held down. Mac's doing his very, very best. Is hitting themselves at least one good pipe there, but with Opti going down, even Josh just by living there, Nasboy, his death is going to really, really matter here. If they can secure a couple of these others, this will suddenly be better. Weathering the storm just about is Feint. Somehow Vanny's basically taken next to no damage, but these scouts are just in. How in what? How do they just walk back in?
They saw a minuscule opportunity and they took it. I mean, Feint had all of the height, but they didn't have all the pressure on the chokes as of yet. So Swift were just able to rebust. They had a soldier come through sewer as well. And then pretty much every fight went their way. Their focus fire, their 1v1, everything. And they just eventually whittled down Feint until they have this 60 advantage we see coming into last now. Yeehor already building up the sentry. Seed's building his own Uber as they start to walk towards lobby.
Yeah, should be looking pretty good for them. This will be, pretty good opportunity here. Just get themselves that last little bit of buffs. Doesn't look like they're going to be jumping in. Instead, they're going to be walking in a little bit. Nasboy taking down this gun. Nice and early. Sticky still towards point, so they will be aware of that. Opti actually, just about not getting caught out. Yep, will be going down alongside that little bit of a banner he was building up. And actually, this should just be, Cooney's playing all the way towards point. This Heavy can't even do too much as well. He does actually somehow get at least one frag. Now suddenly it's a scrappy little fight, but actually Nasboy's going to stand on it somehow. Oh, the skull. Wait, Yeehor walked off then?
I don't
That
think
frag came
so?
in after a steady capped on the HUD.
But the frag wasn't a crit, so I would assume Yeehor was killed and then the cap happened like at the exact same time and TF2 freaked out. I think Seed's killing that allowed the cap. But anyway, once again, Yeehor died to a medic forehead. And Nubby going in fast. Nubby went in so fast with a market garden attempt, but he didn't manage to get the frag. Now, it's still just a 6v6. Josh in with the bomb makes Vanny surf out to choke, so no heals on the players right now. Gazi putting in some damage onto Mac. So 5v5, but Feint have no good positioning right now. They're still bowing up.
Oh, yeah, actually, nice little bit of health there, keeping Voxy alive. That's actually really, really important. Now, they managed to retake this position on height, force all of these Swift players all the way towards the right-hand side. Voxy going down those stickies does make this possible for another walkthrough choke situation. Now, last time, Gazi just kind of took the game on his hands. Are they going to do it again? Nubby's in deep. He's all the way in the back lines, actually trying to drag some skulls as everyone from side of Swift's going to try and go in. Uber does get used, but Kunu meets his maker. So it's about 50% better, but they are missing that all-important Parker Scout, meaning they're kind of getting forced back. And Opti hitting such a crispy little direct, and again onto Gazi. This is going to be looking insane. Oh, he has to die. He does. Oh, Opti. Beautiful.
Feint just playing it perfectly. Nubby goes all the way behind. They just take the trade and choke, win out the frags based off it, bust second, and get seeds right at the end. Second's going to be capped before seeds even spawns. Yeehaul's playing the cap already. Josh tries to deny, but he's going to blow himself to smithereens as the round comes in. 1-1. Feint on the comeback.
This is familiar. I'm pretty sure at this time last game the exact same thing had happened.
Yeah, pretty much. This one's even faster even. The first round was 5 minutes last time. This time we've got 2 rounds in 5 minutes. We'll see what's in store for our next mid-fight.
Yeah, both demos, similar kind of timing. Neither of them actually able to get the pack as the soldiers just they just start arriving in waves. Brilliant. You know, classic little process mid kind of situation. No team got that significant height. Will actually be Cooney taking that first little bit of positioning, but it's Josh who's already gone down now, so be a decent position if they can keep themselves alive on the side of Feint, but actually Mac's already gone down, and the damage is looking pretty decent here. Nubby even surviving there does keep this open for Swift to keep on pushing. Left-hand side is where they want to go. Not really finding the frags, so the players are really anything. Finally, we do see some, trades and nice little meme spoon from Nubby all the way towards Opti. Now, scrappy fight all the way towards his right-hand side. Vanny, 88%. He's got to lead towards Choke, and there's absolutely no way that he does that. Only one little scout, and Yeehaul's going to be getting nothing at all. Just Mac there on the side of Feint, and he's actually going to be a little bit aware of being too close on second.
There was one med pack's difference between that being a Feint mid or a Swift mid, and they just didn't manage to kill Nubby in time, and he landed on a respawning med pack, and from there it was so good for Swift. They took ages to kill Gaz. Nubby got a market guarding kill. Everything just started going Swift's way, and now they have this 100% ad. Voxy on heavy, Yeehaul on sniper, just able to get this one shot off. He needs to hit it. The Uber ad is coming in already. They're looking for a sentry that doesn't exist. They do eventually use in now. Stickies are already cleared from point. They're going to start playing it. Kunu puts in half the cap time, but there's no frags as of yet. Opti bombing forwards, putting huge damage onto the combo. He's going to get taken down. It's a 5v4. Feint are very out of position right now. In fact, Yeehaul straight in behind. We'll find Nubby. This has changed everything. Nasboy has to leave. Seeds leaving with him. They're not going to be able to chase anything down by the looks of it. Yeehaul is trying, but they're just going to be able to cap second here. Josh is hiding for a little sack. He's on the rock underneath the point, but he just has to walk out eventually.
Right, I was just watching Josh that whole time. That's the weirdest series of events. He's just out on mid on like 200 HP. That's right, bizarre. Okay, so this is advantage in the form of Vanny for about a second or so, and now it's equal again. Uber is going to be used by Vanny much earlier. Seeds, yeah, this is going to be looking so good. The Mac's already gone down. This should be crushing. Nasboy going towards Shogun. Oh, he's just nuked. He's just nuked absolutely everything.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Mac. He forgot your medic can't run with a scout to give you that reflash on the end of the Uber. He bombed in just for seeds and then got dropped from it immediately after. And then it's Nasboy's bomb that picks up absolutely everything. There's still a scout hiding behind, but they know Voxy's there. He's going to win the frag on Gazzy, but it shouldn't do much. He's still kind of stuck behind. Swift have a 50% ad. There's nothing Voxy can do from this position that would threaten them at all, really.
Well, I mean, he could try and get towards a sniper. That looks like what he's trying to do, because Nubby does try and go towards spawn, but yep, he'll get cleaned up. And actually, I don't know whether Nubby was calling for Gazzy to like let him get in spawn and change, because that just didn't happen. So they will actually be pushing with the Uber ad with a sniper as well. So let's hope he hits something.
Yeah, they haven't converted these at the best of times, as we just saw. They do use in once again. They find Opti, they find Hugo. Maybe the sniper's working out. Vanny can't get him to spawn in time either. It's just Yeehaul and Mac. The respawn from Voxy is up, but they're against 6 players on the side of Swift. The first frag is there onto Kunu. They get Josh as well, but 5v1 will cap up the point. And Swift are back in the lead, 2-1.
There we go. Pretty clean there. But like we've said so many times before, these guys just have no interest in slowing down the game ever. So there's so much time to play with. There's so many different things they can be getting onto. And honestly, they've not even brought out the crits creek yet, you know? We're not even at the crits part of the game yet. So I'm sure that'll happen soon enough. Oh, Mac is gonna, meet his maker. Nubby's just like scooping him up. taking him down, just like, nope, you're not going to really get to play this mid. The rest of Feint, like, they had to do something immediately in that mid after that as a response, and instead they're going to be like, no. All right, I'm going to bother playing this without a demo man. Let's just get everyone out and healthy. They're going to try and play closer and spam this choke point, which is not going to be the easiest thing.
Yeah, Josh in with a sack attempt. He's just made the space. Everyone's turned for him. Now they do get through, but Opti finds 2 rockets on Seeds, who will die. And all the other frags now going Feint's way as well. Gaz behind on last. Kuno just getting cleaned up here. Everyone needs to get onto Vanny. Gaz is in from behind. He finds the shots, but they don't connect. Vanny staying alive. Feint with 100% ad. That's a really good job from them to not lose the frags there.
Yeah, that was crazy from their soldiers. Like, getting onto siege like that is absolutely nuts. That's like so influential. They can basically try and walk this all the way towards the last. I do believe, yeah, they even denied a couple spawns there. So if they can get themselves moving through this choke point, they should be looking good. Yep, fire left all the way towards sewer. There's not even a position for any kind of sniper. Not that Swift actually has one. It's only going to be dealing with this one soldier. Ooh.
Oh no.
That's such a disappointing use, bro. That's
Yeah.
sad.
You hate to see that from Vanny, but he does get forced off there by the singular direct from Nubby. They're trying to make it work on last anyway. They have the Nasboy pick, they have the Sentry pick. They do find Josh as well feeding his life away in lobby, so it's not awful on last, but there's a heavy on the point. It's so difficult to get onto him. He will eventually go down. 2 scouts on the point, time's 4 on the cap. The Uber comes out from Seeds to block. Opti just trying to jump around, waste the Uber's time, which he does successfully. And Hugo doing much the same thing with his pickaxe out, but nothing is to be found here from Feint. Looks like Swift want to get out here while it's a 5v4.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely bit of an opportunity for them. If they do lose one, oh, yep, like if Josh kind of just gets walked around, okay. Yeah, I don't see them continuing this push. This is just enough an advantage in the form of Van if they just want to go as soon as they get this. 85% already. Looks like they're going to be already positioning themselves towards 1. Whatever way they go, yeah, looks like they're going to rotate lobby first. They're basically going to be holding it down, just go on the very dot, because Seeds is already on 85% now. Uber getting used, jumping towards his left-hand side. Seeds is already making this rotate towards the right-hand side. 98% on him now. That should be pretty clean. Yeah, players have been traded every which way, so they should be not worrying too much. Gazi kind of throw his life away. Not going to matter too much. They can kind of go into them really whenever at this point. Instead, they're going to get forced and lose Josh as well. Oh,
And Nasboy,
oh,
Hugo
God,
bombing him behind.
no.
Oh my god, they're juggling Kuno on the point as well. That is incredible. Feint just embarrassed Swift there on the last. Oh my god, it was all going perfectly for Swift. The Uber was completely wasted from Feint. Feint tried to bait that they were going 1 and then rotate to lobby to take the Uber, but they completely failed in that regard. But then all the frags right at the end, Swift just feeding 1 by 1 into a team that they have full advantage on. That's incredible.
Yeah, right. Let's just pretend none of that happened, because we're getting ourselves another mid. It is just non-stop now. We're just like going, we're just doing it. Josh getting some high ground position, getting in deep, picking up Vanny, nice and easy, already getting away now as well. So it's gonna be everything on trying to get towards Seeds, and they're gonna manage it without any real difficulty at all. Soldiers kind of just dominating this map right now, with Nubby and Kunu combining to get a couple frags. This is actually a little 3v3, but the health is a good bit better. I was gonna say that. It's basically as equal as it can be.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
It's just Yeehaw versus 2 though. He finds the Josh with a little crater there. Both players will get their pack. Yeehaw just
Oh
collecting
god,
his
this
now.
is Scout MGE. I don't want to see this. Don't make me look at it. Don't make me look at it.
Open your
versus
eyes,
Kunu.
open your eyes.
Oh, yeehaw!
Yeehaw with the 1v2 right at the end of mid. It's not going to mean much. The repushes are straight back in here. Both teams have these slightly delayed spawners, so we're just going to see who gets in first. Opti on behind onto Seeds. 2 rockets isn't enough though, but it's enough to scare him from getting into mid. He goes back for the pack, and that will secure Feint this mid fight.
Deary me, what a game we're currently witnessing. This is, oh my god, Nobby's just directly in. I don't even think he hit any real damage towards Vandy there, so he's just kind of throwing his life away. Seeds is going to get his loot, but this is a bit of an advantage, but I can't imagine they're pushing off a 20% ad when you're a player down. That seems a bit suicidal. Instead, Hugo's also going to feed us life ray. Actually, the follow-up from Yeehor does get the Uber forced off. It's weird the timing in which they do that, because it seems like Yeehor's always a little bit too late, but it's actually always perfectly timed.
Yeah, I think they aim for Yeehor to land when the surf lands, but the Uber is in return straight away, finding literally absolutely nothing, and now Feint are between a rock and a hard place. There's two players behind
ran
their
into
Uber.
a man and died. This is just a disaster. This is just an actual disaster, Uber. And Vanny's... Oh, he's got nothing. They're all dying. Everyone's dying on the side of Feint. What is this absolute nightmare? Yeehor trying to make the best of a bad situation. Gets a lot of damage. The follower... Oh, we get him. They get seeds at least.
The control point is being
You have to be upset there if you're Seeds and you're in that 5v2 and still finding a way to die. That's very unfortunate for Swift. They're not going to have the advantage here. In fact, a slight disad, as Vanny does spawn a little bit before him. But that was really well played for them to just get all the... kite the entire Uber of Feint. They got all the space and got all the frags even during Feint's Uber, so it's a weird one, but it happened. We're still on 2-2, and only half of this game is up. There's still lots more excitement on the way.
Yeah, I did just have a little look around, make sure there's nothing weird, no crazy, off classes or critters or anything like that. Nope, we've not got to that point yet. It's going to be both medics just kind of getting their own little Ubers up now, and we get to see some fun little sack attempts again. And I always like them, I want to see someone hitting some big air shots.
I love the Yeehor sacks. It was Yeehor last season, it's Yeehor this season. I think the Soldier and Scout is so nice. It's a lot more kind of fruitful than using two soldiers. You have a lot better success attempt on it, and you're not two soldiers down, even if you get the successful one. We are going for a little double soldier sack on the other side, though, and they drop Vanny! Nubby gets the rocket just as I'm talking about how a scout would be better. They take Vanny down, 100% Uber in the bin, and now Swift have this full ad. We'll see if Feint can manage to get anything done here. It looks like Voxy is already putting a sentry on last. They are completely defeatist about this situation. They have two soldiers hiding in PC, and Yeehor trying to bait Swift, but Swift are just not budging. We're waiting for our soldiers, we're playing disciplined, and now they can try and take second for free.
Yeah, this is basically the dream for them. Either try and catch something if they do get forced, or ideally just get nice little free take and go all the way further forward. Opti picks up one, and it's actually deep bombs there from Hugo. Not going to be forcing off this Uber, but getting some decent damage. Opti is still on these backlines. They kind of, on the side of Swift, just need to, go. They need to, keep themselves as healthy as possible, just, cap point and just, go. Because otherwise, Vanny's just going to be getting his own Uber anyway. They slightly fear Opti blocking, so they're going to cap together. But now this is forward. Go.
Yeah, if Vanny was actually building the whole time, he probably would have it by now. He's on 70%. They're still not going. They just have to call this even. They're so distracted by Opti. 3 players back looking for him. This is so slow from Swift. You're right, they had to go. And they've given... Vanny's only just got his Uber now. If he was building, he would have got it 30 seconds ago. This is, I guess, a good distraction from Opti. A mistake from Swift. I don't know, but we are even on last here. There's 12 minutes on the clock, and we're still all tied up. The sentry already here for Feint, and Nubby has gone on to spy.
Yeah, I'm just witnessing this Opti versus Ghazi show off on mid. Josh is there to kind of ruin the day, I think. Yeah. Okay, I think Opti will eventually go down. There we go. Nice little direct. But like you said, that's a value for money Opti right there, He basically negated a 40% disad, so that's pretty solid. They've got their gun, they've got their sniper. Things are looking pretty good now. And there's the infamous dispenser for Vanny to just sit in.
Opti probably got that little... Oh, Yeehor bumps the spy, so they know that Nubby's there now. Yeah, Opti probably got that little you lived longer than your previous best pop-up after dying there. The Uber does come into lobby. Vanny just solos Hugo. Hugo does not find anything at all, including the Force. They just run out of lower lobby. Nothing happens at all. They gift Swift a full Uber advantage in this situation of all situations. There was no need to.
Yeah, this is a peculiar game right now. Now, presumably, you would imagine at this point Swift will be looking to use their Uber this time. Yes, yeah, they're moving into lobby. They're getting ready to go. They will have to be aware of this sniper, and obviously trying to get this gun down as quickly as possible. Should be, yep, jumping in towards this right-hand side. Actually, just be dealing with this gun towards point. Very nicely done there. Yeehaw able just to basically stand in this doorway. Doesn't matter too much now. Towards this right-hand side, they can go for this big old re-push. They've managed to pick up one. This is still pretty equal, though. Nubby's already gone down. The players are so we can actually somehow Kunis just standing basically on it. Yeehaw gets such a nice arrow to somehow hold it, and Voxy as well, but overwhelmingly, they're just going to stand on it.
Yeah, for a second or two, it looks like Feint were going to be able to cling on, but the cap time is so important in this game. It's like, guys, you have to block that. They just push the cart and they win, I guess.
Yeah, they push the cart and they win. Yeah, you're right, Bum. That's why you're the analysis.
Nubby has gone fast into enemy sewer and he's just been pinned in there by 3 players of Feint. So immediate 5v6, no positioning for Swift. They are already out. GG go next.
Pretty much. Opti wants to just keep on going. He's not really finished here in terms of second. He's going to be dancing around, jumping. There's so much down. She's been down. Oh, he gets on the seats. Oh, what an absolute nutter he is. We do see Josh trying to do his best impression, but it ain't good enough. And now the rest of Swift is just basically sitting on last.
Yeah, that was just Opti going huge once again. He's definitely been up there as man of the match so far. And
optimal. That's a joke.
Oh, get in, eepily. Go on. Nubby is hiding in lobby behind this Uber, which is not quite coming out yet. They're trying to spam the sentry down beforehand, and that leads to Nubby getting a free kill on Yeehaw. So 5v6 as the Uber is popped. They find Voxy as well. In fact, Nubby just taking down these 2 picks, and now he's behind the Uber. Nubby is crushing them in lobby.
Oh my god!
He just hid behind those boilers, those tanks, whatever they are, and he goes huge and just stunts that entire last push from behind.
That is, like, the worst part is that's the most Div 6 spot. Like, by those pipes, it's the most Div 6 spot you have ever seen in your life, and yet apparently they just did not check it. So, yeah, they're going to be miffed. They're going to be miffed that they let Nubby do that to them. We do see this Yeehaw sniper. He's taking a couple shots, so they will be aware of things. Oh, gets a little bit of a headshot, not securing a frag, and he's going to go down as well. So Seeds with his Uber advantage doesn't even have it yet, but they're still going to be taking this for free.
Could be caught in choke here. Oh, in fact, 2 people playing Get Down, Mr. President, will feed to keep Mac alive. So there's 3-man advantage now. They can leave a scout and just go straight into last even. They still have this colossal advantage. 9 seconds on the spawns. They're already in through 1. It's going to be Josh and Nasboy leading this one. They do use through. Mac is going to go down instantly to this Uber. And now second is finally capped up. They can just play the point, no stickies. Opti bombing forwards though, destroys Nasboy. And Hugo as well gets in onto Seeds, doesn't find the rockets though. They are just losing their lives one by one. Swift have control of this situation. They play the cap now, they block the scouts from getting onto it. And Swift once again tying us up 3-3. That was just perfectly played, rolling those frags forward from mid.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
you need to...
Sorry.
It is, yeah. It is. Oh, honestly, mate. Press tab every now and then. I noticed that. I was watching your stream. You don't press tab enough. I couldn't find out how much time was left in the game. Tilting me right now. Right. Another mid, because these teams just don't care. Like, they've never seen a 1-1 scoreline their entire life. They're like, right, more rounds. Yes, please. Thank you very much. Opti deep in enemy territory. Trades a rocket each way and gets himself out. So that's not too bad, because it's Yeehaw that wants to get himself forward as well. The pipes from Nasboy is going to be finally cracking the egg shell. That is Feint's push onto this mid, and they will be backing up a little bit. You know, metaphors. Well, it's all about the metaphors in this game.
Yeah. Did they crack only the shell? Was the egg not involved in that?
I'm not sure.
Well, there's 6 minutes on the game, and Swift are looking comfortable right now. They can just keep this even and win this map outright if it stays in this scenario.
Yeah. Agreed. 6 minutes left, so there's still a lot Feint can do. They still have, you know, more than enough time to... I mean, they could get 3 rounds in regulation. They just need to try and find something that works for them. Picking up Gazzy, that's a good start. That makes it a little bit easier if they do want to go for a sack or even a bit of a dry push. Oh! Dickie's immediately going to equalize things, so 1 scout down on each side, and it is difficult at this point to really try to get... Like, you have so much space to try and get onto Seeds, and all those players are, like, standing there on the high ground as well. It's just like, it's rough. Instead, we do see corner of a sniper. Actually, Soldier's going to be going in already towards Van. He gets one little rocket as well.
Oh my god! Nubby, and he might get too! Nubby!
What is going on? What is going on?
How is he allowed to live and do that? He just desecrated the grave of fate after they've already taken this map 4-2. Nubby just does that on them. Oh my god. There's a spy from Voxy.
He's not going to sleep tonight. Oh god.
Voxy getting ready to uncloak here. He finds Seeds. Seeds turns around, but he doesn't notice what's happening. He's getting revolved in the back. Seeds has to use, but I think it's still too little too late. They're already running this into last. It's a 6v4. There's actually no stickies on point. Mac just placing them up now. Swift taking this one forwards. Kunu already playing the point. The sentry gun is down. Still a 6v5 as they do take the momentum forwards. Everything going Swift's way as so far. Opti just gets embarrassed by the pickaxe of Josh, and they're going to cap this one up 5-2. Oh, no.
Jesus. Okay, that deserved. That is a deserved round. Also, the most disgusting thing I've witnessed in this game in so long. It is now 4 minutes and 20 seconds left. There is 3 rounds Feint needs to even take this to golden cap, and I think it may be getting to the point where it's not actually possible for them.
It's definitely not possible after that happens to you. Your mentor is gone. GG. You're mentally checked out. Oh my god.
Well, we can see, you know, we've still got at this rate, we've still got another like 3 mid fights to be playing, because, you know, no stop all the time. This is going to be ranks coming out for Nasboy and Gazi. They do actually manage to trade more and more and more. It is going to be Vanny going down, and now suddenly it's all on Yeehor. DM Lord himself, can he possibly win a 1 versus 4? He doesn't believe so. He's just going to leave.
Yeah, the 1v4 is a bit too much even for our dear friend Yeehor. He will now feed. Get that delayed spawn, why not? Treat yourself. The full Uber will be coming in from Seeds any second now. We have Hugo up on Spy just checking if anything funny is afoot, but it's not. They're just going to roll you with the Uber, mate.
Oh, that's good. See, no one using the Div 6 spot, you know, that's the thing. You got to learn from Nubby at this point. Uber getting used straight through 3, taking the position. Gun should be going down, in a couple seconds. Nope, Hugo's gone down instead. They will now combine to take down the power that is... No, it's the invulnerable level 2 sentry.
The Jag. Oh my god, this sentry is a tank. It's still alive. They have nothing on the side of Swift so far.
I can't look at anything else, Bum. I can't... Oh, it's gone down. Right, the gun has gone down. Thankfully, they've weathered the entirety of this push, and about 4 more of them after that. And yeah, this is just, you know, good solid hold there for the side of Feint. And they're going to go for the push. They want to go straight. GG, let's go throne all the way in. Nubby getting nice and deep, gets Vanny straight up into the air, but he's going to lose his life. Kuno as well. Should be getting cleaned up.
Should be getting cleaned up. There we go.
And he does.
Cleaned up. And they're 3 down on mid now for Swift, but they have their Uber up any second now. There's 2 minutes left on the clock. It's officially garbage time. But we'll see if they can clutch up and get any frags on their logs. It's a huge bomb from Nasboy. Does manage to get that reflash before he gets destroyed in choke. Now he gets destroyed in choke as Opti's banner comes out.
Yeah, everyone's just kind of dancing around, you know. Good value for money banner there from Opti. I think at this point, Swift is just going to be doing some shenanigans. We do see Kuno on sniper. Maybe he'll hit some nutty headshots right now.
So
maybe
we
he'll
get
die.
Mac and we lose, guys. Question mark?
I wasn't going to say it. You know, it is what it is. Oh, first headshot from Tootie there, picking up Voxy. Very, very nice. I think if he can get himself something else now, as this Uber does just about come out somehow. None of those players go down there. It's actually kind of crazy. Nice little flashes. Nasboy jumps right into those invulnerable players, really feeling himself. Wasn't going to be happening. Yeah, this is just, I think Nubby's even killed himself. Ooh. Wow, kind of. There you go.
The Twitch chat experts have alerted me of GG lag. Do you think this game's over, eepily? What? Do you?
I'm looking at the time and I'm seeing 50 seconds. And I'm seeing one team leading by 3 rounds. So I think it's all to play for. Uber's coming out now. We're going to be seeing the sniper Uber. Oh, Cootie's in the skybox. Go for a shot. Oh, come on, man. Gotta hit those. All right, yeah. No, this is basically going to be it. Opti's trying to shot with a little bit of sniping prowess. No one with a headshot. No one with a
Mac just
huntsman.
did a little pirouette. He bombed him from choke and then just strafed all the way back and landed where he took off from. That was so cute.
There you go. There you
And
go.
they bomb forwards, they get a medic, they get loads of frags. This is so awesome. Feint are surely going to come back. This is going to be it. They have 15 seconds. They can definitely get 3 rounds at least. Maybe even 4.
They've picked
They're
up the
capping
triple damage. That means if they cap, they get it 3 times.
Oh my god! And someone's
What
left the server. It's all to play for.
Nas
Feint.
boy, mate, you're throwing. They don't even get to point in time. All right, fair play, fair play.
GG. So, that's secured our last standings for the season. By the looks of things, we've got Ascent in first. We've got Feint in second, Swift in third, and the Bus Crew in fourth. So those are going to be the teams we see heading forwards into playoffs over the next few weeks. Make sure you don't miss out on those. Let's take a look at some logs quickly.
Oh, mate, I love me some logs. Let's see what's going on. What do the old numbers say? I am seeing what's really standing out to me.
Nothing.
So,
Nobody's standing out to me. 30 frags on Soldier, pretty much.
you see that
And,
right?
When 2 of your frags are those ones, I think they count as like 5 each. So
I feel like what you've just said, like it shows a difference between me and you, right? Because you went for the positive. I was like, oh, interesting. So
Mac
Domo
sucks.
went 6 for 14 on map 1. Mac went 5 for 14. They're so unlucky, dude.
So
dearie
that
me.
one less frag that Matt gets loses them 3 rounds. Seems legit. I would be cutting him if
it's
it was down to me. If it was down to me.
You can't argue with the numbers. Oh lordy lord. Right. In terms of other numbers, it was kind of what you'd expect considering,
Seeds dying a hell of a lot less is the other number that has a lot of impact on this scoreboard. That was pretty much just them literally dying a hell of a lot less. I mean, what more can I say? They got a hell of a lot of advantages from it. They converted rounds from it. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. It is what it is. Shout out to Kudu for killing 19 soldiers that game.
Ooh.
Scout map, dude. Scout map.
That is so nice.
Awful. Right. Any more numbers you want to look at? I'm not bothered with numbers, mate. I'll be honest.
No, I'm not bothered with numbers.
All right. That is gonna be, like you said, securing our little system for these playoffs now. I don't know if you've got some. I don't know if we'll have updated Giga stats or something. I don't know. Either way, what you guys can do if you want to see exactly what the standings will be instead of just hearing things is you can go to the ETF2L website. Yeah, it is going to be pretty much kind of as expected here. So, I mean, Swift is going to have every opportunity here to get themselves through to the grand finals and possibly kind of take it like they did last season, but it will just be that little bit harder.
Yeah, the top teams this season are going to be a lot tougher for you to kind of underdog in the playoffs. We have Ascent back this season, obviously the powerhouse of EU. That's going to be a tricky one, whoever ends up with them in the final. But, you know, they're not a long shot from being dethroned. We could see someone come back. It'll be trickier than last season, but a lower bracket run is always fun.
Yeah, I dig it. Right. So, I'm not seeing anyone directly here for any interview things. I think we're good to just start wrapping things up if you're happy, Bum.
I am very happy to wrap
Very
things
happy,
up.
because you've kind of been in TFT for the last, 5 hours now, so
Yes,
you might need a break.
I have.
All right, there you go. Wrapping up things for this week 7 game. Obviously, we're still going to have a hell of a lot of playoff action coming up. Not quite sure because we have to wait for everyone to schedule those. So keep your eyes peeled and watching, obviously, the TFTV website, and there'll probably be some stuff on Twitter or something along those lines. Let's do some quick shout outs and let everyone get on with the rest of their delayed night. Bum, who are you going to shout out?
Shout out to Ringo and shout out to Big Blunt Gaming.
Agreed. Shout out to both those teams for just taking it just absolutely ages before we finally got Bum. Shout out to your boy Admirable, who's an absolute lad and is there right now. Shout out to Val for putting an update in like 5 minutes before everyone's trying to play and kind of ruining things. Lots of love. Catch you guys next time on TFTV.